Microsoft has turned the little knob from number 10 to 11. That's right guys, it was rumoured up until now that Microsoft were potentially going to be giving the GPU a boost or increasing the clock speed, doing something, but up until just today it was basically rumoured. But Mark Whitten, he is basically the corporate vice president of Xbox and the chief product officer of Xbox One, has confirmed on Major Nelson's podcast that they've given the good old clock speed of the Xbox One a little bit of a boost. Now when we say a little bit of a boost, it's basically a 6.6% increase in speed is what it is. They've increased the speed of the GPU from 800 MHz to 853 MHz. So it's basically a 53 MHz boost increase on the GPU. Now people in the PC world who may be used to overclocking their systems, increasing the clock speed of their graphics cards, etc., will know that a 53 MHz increase isn't a big deal, but it can give the Xbox One just a little bit extra oomph. This is a little clip from the podcast itself. I thought it'd better you listening to it directly rather than me saying it, because it was a bit of a speech. But have a listen to this.
This is the time where we've gone from the theory of how the hardware works, what do we think the yield is going to look like, what is the thermal envelope, how do things come together, to really having them in our hands. And that's the time where you start tweaking the knobs, because either your theory was right, dead on, or you were a little too conservative, or you were a little
too aggressive.
Right. And an example, it's actually been really good news for us. Example of that is we've tweaked up our clock speed on the GPU from 800 megahertz to 853 megahertz. Just an example of how you really start landing the program as you get closer to launch.
Now part of me thinks, I don't know if I'm being cynical or skeptical, and please don't get me wrong, I don't want people saying I'm a fanboy, I love PS4, I'm hating on the Xbox One. I've got a PS4 pre-ordered, and I'm most probably also going to be pre-ordering the Xbox One. Now there's rumours that the PS4 is potentially, theoretically, 50% more powerful than the Xbox One. Now what this means in real terms, who knows, because the cell processor in the PS3 was more powerful than the processor in the Xbox 360, but due to the architecture and the nature of the beast and how difficult it was to program for, you didn't really get to see that power used unless it was by first party teams making the games for Sony. So what difference will this little bump in speed make to the Xbox One? Not a great deal, to be honest with you. But the question is, have they done this because of these rumours going about that the PS4 is more powerful? Have they just thought, right, we're going to do this, we'll say we've made it more powerful, we'll increase the speed, we've given it a speed boost? Because the normal public, or the normal non-hardcore gamers out there, maybe won't know the ins and outs of things and just take it as granted the Xbox One has been given a power boost. It must now be better than the PlayStation 4. Now it also makes me ask the question, are Microsoft getting desperate? Are they just trying to do every little thing possible? Microsoft, no used games. PlayStation, used games. Microsoft, used games. PlayStation 4, better for indie developers. Xbox One, better for indie developers. PlayStation 4, potentially more powerful. Xbox One, we've made our machine more powerful now. What they're saying is that they've now dropped the real drivers for the machine in there. Obviously the Xbox One, it used DirectX 11.1, and they've stripped out what they don't need from those drivers and basically put in everything that they need for the Xbox One to make sure that those drivers and the machine is optimized to the max. What difference really will this boost increase make? We'll never know really. The only thing we'll have to wait and see is how it stands up to the PS4. But I think they're going to be very, 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 very evenly matched. Well, that's it for now guys. As always, thank you very much for listening. Love to hear your thoughts and comments on this below. Do you think it'll make a big difference, this 6.6% extra 53 megahertz? Do you think they're getting desperate? Are they doing it just because of this Sony's 50% more powerful rumour that's kicking about? Or do you think this was always part of their plan? Do you think they have a plan, or do you think they're just scrapping, grabbing at any little thing to try and catch up with Sony? Until next time guys, thanks for listening.